Is right now the absolute worst time to start a welding and fabrication business? Even if you have been in business for a while, it looks like business is down for a lot of people right now. What's going on, everybody? My name is Josh Washburn of Washburn Fabco, and today I'm actually going to be pulling a question off of my small business welders and fabricators Facebook group. This is a question that's been asked over and over, and I get these posts almost every day. So since I've been seeing so many people asking the same thing, I might as well talk about it here and show you guys what I've collectively come up with off of everybody's opinion. I'm going to go ahead and throw that post up on the screen. Alright, and our post says, what is something that you guys do to drum up more work during the slow times? I've been cold calling, emailing, and just reaching out to everyone I could possibly think of that can possibly use my sources, but nothing has been coming back. I've been doing this for 4 years now, 1 year full time, and I have 13 years of total experience. This is the slowest I have ever been. Any input, thanks in advance. Of course, I was the first person to reply since I'm the admin for the page. I let him know I've been doing it a little bit longer than him, and this is also the slowest that I've ever seen it. It turns out that he looked at my profile to see my business page, and his shop is actually only like 30 miles away from my shop. He said he's reaching out because he doesn't know what to do and he doesn't want to have to go back to work, but he's just skimming along right now and barely making it happen. When I found out that his shop's in my area, I let him know that I think it's because of an oversaturation problem. In 2020 and 2021, we started to see a surplus of guys who bought low-level equipment with little to no experience and start doing welding for themselves. I think it's partly because of COVID and everything being shut down. Maybe people who lost their jobs started to look for other ways to make money while everything was pretty much closed. I started in 2019, so I was just a little bit earlier than that. But in more recent times, like in the last year to 2 years, I've been seeing a crazy amount of people posting on Facebook that they're doing welding and fabrication now. Like, it is so outrageous. I feel like I can just pick up a rock and throw it into town and I'm gonna hit a welding truck or somebody that's a welder. And does anybody else remember seeing advertisements that we're gonna need so many welders by 2025 or whatever it was, and that they didn't think we were gonna meet the criteria? I think we actually overshot it, I would say, by a good amount, because everybody is welding. What a lot of these people are doing that's really hurting the established businesses is that they're charging a rate that's so low, partway because they're not confident in their skills and knowledge to do the job, so they don't charge a whole lot and they just want to get every job they possibly can, work a whole lot of hours, and make some money. A lot of the times these guys are going to have little to no overhead. They probably don't have a shop. They're probably doing mobile welding with, a Harbor Freight generator and a Harbor Freight welder, either in the back of their truck or on a trailer, whatever. And that's their only overhead. I've also heard a lot of people are running without insurance, and that's only a matter of time before you get sued, which is wild. But they're keeping their overhead super low to where they can charge super low and undercut everybody else. And then that puts everybody that actually is confident in their abilities, has their work dialed in, knows what they're doing, knows the business side of it. It puts us all at a disadvantage for our years of experience because we're not able to charge what we're supposed to charge. A lot of the times I hear people saying that my prices are outrageous. My prices are my prices because I know what I have to charge to make money. If I could charge less, I probably would charge less. But just because I charge $100 an hour does not mean $100 an hour goes in my pocket. I'm lucky to hardly see any of that, depending on the taxes, the insurance for the year, all my consumables, all that stuff. If you freshly have started your business or you're just starting out right now, the first thing I would do is watch my pricing video. I go over a complete breakdown and let you guys know exactly what to charge. I can't give you exact numbers, but I can tell you the exact formula on how to get your numbers because everybody's numbers are going to be different. I have not changed my rates in the last 4 years, almost 5 years now, even though we have had crazy inflation. So no, my rates are not excessive. We're just seeing a surplus amount of welders right now. In my personal opinion, I feel like the way the economy is going with gas being so high, everything else being so high, this would be the absolute worst time to lower your rates to get jobs done. If you've been doing this for some time now, I guarantee that you have found out that anytime you need to lower your rate for a job, that job ends up being miserable and the customer is always ready to complain about something. And hey, sometimes you might not even get paid. That just happened to me last month. And I don't think I'm going to have any compensation for that job whatsoever. In my opinion, I feel like this is a long game right now, and if you can stick it out and you can make it work to skim by and pay the bills, I think it'll end up going back to normal. But for it to go back to normal, we have to have the economy mellow out a little bit, which who knows how long that's going to be. And we also need to get these guys back to doing normal jobs. This is going to weed out the weak right now. If you don't have exceptional work, you don't have good social media following, you don't have good advertisements of some sorts, you don't have constant good word of mouth, you're going to probably be done for and end up having to go get a normal job, which in the end result means if there's the same amount of work, less welders around, next thing you know, we go back to having a normal amount of work. And don't think I'm saying all this just to deter you away from starting a welding business. I literally make videos on how to start a welding business and tips and tricks to the trade for guys that are brand new. So this has nothing to do with that. I know some guys don't like educating the next wave of people to start their businesses, but that's not really the case for me. I really do not care. I just like telling it how it is, because right now if you start one up, you're probably going to drain your bank account real quick. I'm going to read some of these comments. One guy said, "It's the same way where I am. These guys go buy welders and have zero experience and are lowballing everything. The guys with tools and knowledge that can't afford to do it for next to nothing are barely staying afloat. But they slowly disappear. They ruin their name and then they aren't going to do it anymore. It just takes time," which I totally agree with that 100%. Another guy that says he's from Northern Illinois, he says, "Even in my area, it's slow. The company I used to work for is slow, and the metal fab shop right down the street is hurting for work. But hey, you can't have good times if you don't have bad times." Which is true. I've even heard other like blue collar industries right now are doing bad. I've heard the union guys aren't hardly even working at all in California. At least in my area, Northern California, a lot of them aren't getting full hours. And if they do get full hours, they say there's not much going on at their shops. Almost every other comment says it's because of politics and the election year, which could be true. And probably is, but I'm not going to get into that because we don't talk about politics. We're a welding channel. I'll leave that one up to your best judgment, and you can make the decision if you feel like that one's true or not. Another one of the commenters says, "I've been in this game, mobile welding, for 10 years, and these past few years have been a joke. Our country is donezo." I don't think it's donezo, but I can see where he's going. It probably was a lot better 10 years ago than it is now. Even in the 6 years I've been doing it, I have seen it slowly decline. I felt like it started going down in 2021-ish, and it took me a while to realize that I needed some other sources of income to come my way to help out when those slow times come. It took me like 2 years to realize that, but now that I have that set up, I'm glad I have it set up. I wish I would have set it up sooner so that I could have had these flows of income steadily coming and at higher amounts than they are right now. If I would have started sooner, they would have been up higher than they are now. One guy says, "I tried staying busy after finishing pipelining. It was terribly slow. Tried for a few months, didn't make it long enough to pay the bills, bought a big truck and gave it hell for 3 years, and in January I decided it wasn't self-sustaining in the long run. This time I put together a mechanic's truck. It was a little slow for a couple of months, but nothing like how slow welding was. I think there's too many people doing it, and it's much easier to stay busy as a good mechanic that also welds." Right there, that comes down to different streams of income. I'm not going to mention specifically what I do for other streams of income, but you need to figure out a way that's going to work for you, whether you have to have a full-time job and do it on the weekends, whether you have a part-time job on the weekends or at night, and you do your welding for yourself during the day, or you have some entirely different business where you're going to get some profit from. Another commenter says, "It's been slow for me all year. Nobody has any money." And I think that's quite true with the rates of everything going up. Some jobs may be paying a little bit more, but it seems like they're not giving anybody any hours. At least I don't think there's a lot of people getting a whole 40 hours depending on the job. Definitely not in California, I don't think. Another guy says, "We're struggling too. I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better." I hope not. I'm going to sum this comment up because it's pretty long. He said he doesn't remember getting any work ever from advertising in 5 years of business. And I think that's kind of accurate. I don't really believe in advertising too much. Every time I've done some sort of advertisement, I haven't really got anything out of it. He said when he started, he basically took every job he can get and befriended everybody and just always did a good job. Word of mouth kind of spreads like wildfire. You do good, it goes around. You do bad, everybody knows. He also mentions there's no magic answer for drumming up work when you're slow. You just got to get your name solidified and the work will be there. I definitely agree that you can't just make work appear out of thin air, because I've tried. It doesn't work. Surprising. There's constant, ever-changing things that need to be happening while you're working. Even if you're busy, you need to keep up with those things. I slacked with them, and that's why I'm slow. Straight up, I'll admit it. I'm slow because I slacked. And it's not like I slacked on any work I did. I slacked with putting out the right amount of media, updating my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I didn't do it enough in the busy time, and now I'm back on it in the slow time, wishing I would have had more exposure on different social media platforms. And right now I'm playing catch up, and I think that's how a lot of people are. One name that I recognized on here, because he is very popular on TikTok and I believe on YouTube, I won't mention his name for his privacy, but he said post videos on social media, it's free exposure, especially Facebook Reels for your local market. Make marketing a priority in your business. I have paid attention to him since I don't want to say since he started, but since he started marketing. I remember seeing on TikTok he had maybe 1,000 followers, and I think he's up in the hundreds of thousands. I'd have to double check to be sure. If I recall right, I remember him saying that his business would have never succeeded if he didn't post so much on social media. This video is getting kind of long. I'm already at almost 30 minutes of raw footage right now. So I'm going to make a whole nother video later on, maybe tomorrow or later this week, on actual strategies to get more business, and I'm going to rank them from probably worst to best and tell you guys my experience with all of them. I'm glad a post like this with good engagement came up while I was kind of planning out that other video, because it just kind of got the ball rolling for me a little bit. Anyways, moral of the story here, if you're just starting out, this is probably the worst time possible. I'm not even over exaggerating. I would definitely either hold off or keep your job right now for as long as possible and stack money, because when these slow times hit, your money will drain faster than you think. It's wild. If you guys are interested in joining this Facebook group I have, we have 38,000 members, and a lot of people have some good ideas and really contribute into helping out the community. I've been in some groups in the past for welding and fabrication businesses, and they just seemed like everybody hated each other. I don't know why, but it looks like we got a good group here. If you want to join, I will leave it linked down below in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All that will help with the algorithm and help this video get out to more people. There's also going to be links to our giveaways in the description below as well. We're giving away a Yeswelder Flux 135 Pro. We're giving away a Yeswelder Cut 55 DS Pro, an entire consumables kit with a TIG rig and all kinds of stuff for that Flux 135. We're also giving away a Best Arc machine. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that giveaway. I might do that one through Instagram actually this time and see how that goes. Stay tuned for the second part where I'm going to rank all of my ways of getting business, and hopefully that can help you out if you guys are struggling right now. We also just released some new shirts and sweatshirts on our website. I actually drew those up myself in Procreate. These aren't copy and paste designs, so if you want one of those, check the link in the description. I'll see if I can link to this video. I haven't tried doing that before yet. Everything helps motivate me to make more educational content like this, and motivates me to get it done. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.